All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Future Billionaire Podcast. Today we have a very exciting new episode for y'all. One that, we've been talking about for a while. This gentleman here, he works like he's got 30 hours in a day. He's the founder of GP Concrete Solutions, the co-founder of SipSkip and Alute Investments, and VP of the Texas Youth Summit. The man moves crazy. Sage Gable is in the building. Sage, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know you, introduce yourself a little bit. I mean, you look not much older than us.
I'm 25 years old. I started, it's a long story, and I'll break down the whole story because it gets into how I got to where I'm at today. Throughout high school, it started in high school, and man, growing up, I've always had a vision of building cities one day. I've always been fascinated with tall buildings, just construction, having a vision and then creating something and bringing it to reality, right?
Right.
And so with that growing up, in high school, I didn't care about like academics. And, at the time it was all about the party. It was about, where I could go, where I could throw the parties at, and my dad, he's been a cop my entire life. So, in 2012, he actually ran for constable. So he's the boss of all the cops in the Woodlands, Montgomery County Precinct 3.
Oh, sweet.
And, his name's Ryan Gable. He's been elected since 2012. And, through that, I kind of got involved in politics. I saw how politics work and networking, and understood that, and I saw the value in networking, and that was like the whole party scene. And now that I look back on it, just understanding the value of networking. So long story short, partied throughout high school. I took that to college, and thought I was going to rush a fraternity and, do all that. And so I started getting into that. Texas State was where I picked to go to school. Actually, I looked up biggest party schools in Texas, and Texas State came up. So I started telling all my buddies before we graduated high school, I was like, you know what, we're going to go to Texas, or I'm going to Texas State. I'm going to rush fraternity and I'm going to party, and that's going to be my college experience, right? Well, it didn't work out. I got in trouble. Got arrested. It's a long story. But ultimately, when I came back home,
That's what all during like the COVID era, like.
No. So I graduated 2017 from high school.
Right.
So this is 2017, 2018. In that time frame, getting kicked out of college, basically, partying, not really focused on what, I should have been focused on. When I came back, that's when it hit me, reality hit, and that vision kind of relit my mind and my heart, and I was like, okay, it's time to lock in,
Before we continue, we'd like to take a second to give a special shout out to our sponsor, boys over at SipSkip. For those that don't know, SipSkip's an app where you can download at any busy bar and you'll get priority service before anyone else. So make sure to go ahead and give SipSkip a download on the App Store and Google Play.
Download the app.
So I truly believe we're entering the golden age of America right now that Trump's in office. And
Let's go Trump.
he's made a lot of comments about what you have in mind with the new cities and the golden cities and stuff like that. Like, where would you want to put your cities? Here in Texas, outside of big cities, or completely like new?
Yeah,
Like,
man, it's crazy. It's a crazy answer. Africa, and definitely in Texas. Undeveloped land in Texas for sure.
I literally got a video on my feed the other day talking about how the real estate in Africa is going crazy right now.
And somebody who, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, those that see your vision, like you knew, she was like, politics and people are satanic over there and you'll get killed in Africa. But, something just caught my heart. Africa's always been one of the places to build the city, one of the cities. Yeah, definitely those two places, Texas and Africa.
Cool. All right, so I hope we got it on the camera, but I did ask you, I believe Alex asked the question, so why concrete out of all the other industries in real estate and in building? Why did you choose this sector out of all of them?
So concrete's simple. Whether you're demoing and repouring it or you're just coming in and pouring it, it's usually a 2-day process. If it's a big project, it's just simple. You come in, you form it up, put the rebar, get it inspected if you need inspected, or you do the makeup work, and pour the concrete, it's done. And then the other part would be, it's kind of you get more leads off of concrete. Like I said, some customers, they're like, hey, do you know anybody who can do the vertical build out, the frame, the sheetrock, everything to the finish? They're like, well, I can. So it's, you start from the foundation, you go up.
And how important was mentorship for you starting out?
Very important. I was always eager to learn, always surrounded myself with people who are actually doing it. That's where people go wrong. They go to all these seminars, these business coaches, and, don't get me wrong, those are very successful business coaches, but you need to go learn from somebody who has actually done what you're wanting to do.
Right.
Learn from those that have done what you want to do, and also take a little bit of what they're saying, but not all of it. Take a little bit from everywhere, because everybody's different. Everybody has their own path.
Right. Even if they're super successful, right? You got to bet on yourself.
Even. And, Trump's one of my, I studied Trump and everything that he's done, and he's got some of the best business moves in history, in my opinion, but there's some stuff that he's done that I don't agree with. There's stuff that other successful, Till and Fertitta,
right.
Just these big entrepreneurs, Elon Musk, they have good things, but not everything works for everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you take what you can, you take what you learn, and you kind of implement it on your own.
Yeah.
Right.
So you found the success in the concrete industries. What made you want to jump over to the tech side and do the SipSkip?
Opportunity. You always have to be looking for opportunity. I'm an opportunist. I was sitting in the deer stand with my sister's boyfriend one weekend, and he's telling me about SipSkip, the app. He's explaining what it does, and I'm listening.
So it already existed before you hopped in, right?
Yeah. So there's a kid. He graduated from LSU. His name's Ethan Carey, and he's my business partner now. And he's the one who came up with the idea, created the product, and went on podcast and started telling the world about it. And that's when I started hearing about it from my sister's boyfriend and deer stand. And I was like, it's a great idea.
And for the people that don't know SipSkip, give us a little rundown of what it is and what you're trying to do.
So SipSkip is a fast pass to getting drinks faster at busy bars. It's an app that you can download, and you skip the line. You don't wait. So you go up to the bar. You purchase a pass. Boom. Go up to the bar. You show the bartenders. They see it. They come to you first. It's not instant, but it's priority service. So if they're helping somebody else, they're going to come to you next. And then they kind of redeem the pass, and then boom, it's done. They take your order.
How much is like a usual pass? It depends on like how busy the bar is, or
there's real-time surge pricing. So if the bar's packed and tons of people are using it, the price is going to go up. Kind of like, supply and demand, like Uber, for example. But, the average price, it sets at like, $5 a pass. And the back end side, the bar manager, whoever's running the back end, they can change the price.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, I got a question for you. So you're 18, 19 years old. You realize you took an L and you came back from it.
Mm-hmm.
You sought mentors and you started a business. And I think it's really cool how, you took this partying background and then you used it to like network your way around. And now you are where you're at now. And so, I mean, when we started this and kind of what we preach to our viewers is to stay away from the clubs and the parties. But now I'm getting older and I'm seeing that it could be used strategically. Like if you're going and you're having a beer with somebody, an individual, and you're socializing with them, networking, seeing how it could be to your benefit.
Yeah.
But if you're going and you're getting trashed and you're like, don't remember them, then you're wasting that opportunity. Yeah. So how important is that for you, I guess, going out there and seeking every opportunity, whether it's going out for a drink or someone's office there? It's
very important. And I think the right answer is you have to do everything with intention. Like if you're going to the bar, you're going with intention to network, right? Not to get messed up and wasted. You do everything with intention. If you drive somewhere, you're going there for a purpose. You're spending gas money. You're doing it with intention. You're not just wasting your time or your money, right?
Right.
So it's very important, and it's all about leverage too, leveraging different things. If somebody's like, hey, let's go grab a drink, and you've got, a business meeting, somewhere else, but this person wants to grab a drink, and the payoff might be bigger grabbing a drink with them. Leveraging that and saying, what's the better option? what should I do here?
Right.
And doing it with intention and not basing it off of what the activities are, you know?
Okay. And so when you're 18, 19 years old, I want to ask you, since you're a lot older now and looks like you got yourself together, what advice would you give that kid?
Hit it harder and hit it faster.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the most humble way I can say this, I do feel like I did everything right in a way. Maybe less partying along the way. Doing more things with more intention. Being more serious, definitely. I was still serious, but you know, sometimes you slack off and,
You're young,
yeah,
you know?
well, and not being afraid to tell people how you really feel. Speaking your mind, being confident in your brand, being confident in your product, your service, just being confident. Yeah.
So you've been around some big players like Apple CEO Tim Cook. Like, what are some secrets or advice you give to someone looking to get into these big rooms?
Yeah. Man, reach out to people that are doing what you want to do. And over time, you start surrounding yourself with these people, and then you find yourself in these rooms with Tim Cook. Just from like, you can put your mind to anything you want to do and do it. It's, you know, it's hard to answer that question because it's hard to explain how I got to in these rooms, you know, you just hit it, and then you look back and you're there.
Yeah, probably just surrounding yourself with the right people.
That's it. Yeah. Just surrounding yourself with,
The stars line up eventually.
yeah. And then over time and God too, man, like I pray every day. And, you know, it's not asking, like, put me in the room with Tim Cook, you know, but it's, you know, keep me on the right path, keep me, you know, focused, keep me doing what I need to do. And eventually you look back and you're learning with Tim Cook, and everybody is a human. So a lot of people, they get nervous around big players like that, man, everybody's human. I walked into that steakhouse that night. It was at 34 in New Orleans. And I walk in and we made eye contact, and he just went like this.
Then
Just gave me a peace sign. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I just gave a peace sign back. And then after that, you know, we got to connect and, talk and stuff. But everybody's human, and just put yourself in rooms with people that are doing what you want to do. And then eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, big or small. I think I was talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday. It's just like treating everybody with respect.
Mm.
You know, whether it's a small creator, a big creator, a guy that makes whatever he makes a day, or a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, going around treating everyone with respect. How important has faith been?
Very, very important.
Were you always like this 18, 19 years old?
No, you know, I always went to church because my mom, she kind of forced it. Not forced it, but, you know, she's like, hey, we're going to church on Sundays. And she would always send me Bible verses, or, you know, she was always kind of pushing it on us. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't for myself, you know, at the time, serious about my faith. It was actually kind of recent. It was probably about 2 years ago now that I really became serious.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we really hope that you all enjoyed this episode. We're very happy to meet our new friend, Sage. And honestly, we learned a lot. And we hope you all did too. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Aron.
And this is Alex.
And we're TFB. Thank y'all for watching.
Sage Gable, everyone.